hates assembling things. If you struggle with assembly like I do, this company has your back. So this is my kid's third trampoline. The first one fell apart, second got destroyed in a hurricane, and now we have this one. So I'm gonna walk you through and show you the entire process and even share some bonus tips because like I said, this is my third time assembling one of these. And let me tell you, this is by far the easiest and clearest one to put together. Let's just get to it. So here's everything that comes in the box. They really explain things into like you're new to assembly, which I really appreciate. And this guide right here with labeled parts, it's a lifesaver, especially if you don't know the difference between a hex bolt and a cap nut. Two quick things before we start. Whether you got one of their bigger trampolines or smaller, the assembly process is the same. Also, my husband can put one of these together alone, but if you're my size, you'll probably need 2 people. Okay, step 1, build the frame. Grab the 10 frame rails, 10 metal T-connectors. Again, you'll have fewer if you have a smaller trampoline. And if you want to wear the gloves they provide, go for it. And I already have a bonus tip for you. So each frame rail has a thicker side and a thinner side. The thinner side goes inside the thicker side in the T-connector. So the easiest way to do this is to attach the T-connector to the thick side first, then insert the thinner side into the next rail. Follow this pattern all the way around, and you'll have the perfect round frame, aka your dog's new racetrack. Step 2, assemble and attach the legs. Get your 5 legs, or 3 if you have a smaller trampoline, all your leg extensions, your hex bolts, and hex key. Insert 2 leg extensions into each leg. Make sure the holes line up and secure with a hex bolt. You're gonna hand tighten first and then just use that key to fully tighten it. Now lay the assembled legs inside the frame where they'll go. Lift one side of the trampoline and insert the leg into the bottom of 2 T-connectors. If the holes don't line up, just flip the leg around. Repeat for all the legs and it should look like this. Step 3, attach the springs and trampoline mat. Just to be clear, what my dog's sitting on is actually the safety net. The trampoline mat is going to be the one with the hooks on it. Grab all your springs and the 2 installation tools. So lay the mat inside with the logo facing up, and then each spring has 2 different hooks. You have your like P-shaped hook, which is the more closed one, and that's going to go into the mat. And then you have the J shape, which is like the more open shape, and that's going to hook onto the frame. So here's where we did things a little differently from experience. The manual suggests attaching the first spring and then doing the next one directly across. But you'd have to count like every slot all the way around to the other side to make sure you're not missing any. We retired parents felt like that was a little risky, so we just put like every 5th one in and just worked our way around. It did make the last few springs a little trickier, but that installation tool they give you makes pulling the mat super easy actually. Once all the springs are attached, it should look like this. Step 4, attach the poles to the legs. You're gonna need all your lower poles. These are the ones that have the caps on the bottom and they're curved on one end. And then all your bolts, washers, and an open wrench. Each lower pole attaches to a T-connector with 2 bolts. Make sure the curved part faces outward. Place the plastic pads on the other side so they line up snugly, then insert and tighten the bolts. Repeat for all poles and it should look like this. Step 5, install the fiberglass poles and safety net. You're gonna grab your safety net and all the fiberglass poles and plastic connectors. So go ahead and lay the net on the trampoline, and you wanna make sure the zipper doorway is centered between 2 poles. Slide each fiberglass pole into a sleeve, connect them to the T-connector, and just continue until you've formed a full circle. It should look like this. So at this point, you can go ahead and install that fun summer sprinkler hose or the LED lights for those nighttime jumps. You don't want to have both up at once, so just pick one. We chose to install the LED lights. We did it after the whole thing was up. A little harder because you need a ladder. So if you want to do that now, it might be easier. Just zip tie it all around. Very easy. All right, step 6, we're getting close. Attach the upper poles. Grab your upper poles. You'll have 10 of them if you have a larger trampoline. Simply just press that spring button as you slide it in and make sure they click into place. You need to go ahead and do that all the way around. Step 7, connect the upper and lower poles. Same process really, just press that spring button and secure the upper pole to the lower pole. Once you're done, your trampoline is gonna have that beautiful pumpkin look. Step 8, secure the bottom of the net. So if you have a large trampoline like ours, your safety net is gonna have 51 flat ropes with plastic clips at the end. You're gonna thread each through a V-ring and then fasten it to its neighbor. It doesn't matter which direction you go, just keep threading and pulling tight. We were going left the whole time, but when we got to that zipper, we switched directions because there was 2 close together. So we started going to the right. Step 9, attach the frame cover. We chose the bright blue one. Just lay it over the springs. You'll know what the top is because the bottom has those black ties. So tie the inner ties to the nearest V-string and the outer ties to the frame pole. Super simple. simple. Step 10, secure the trampoline with ground stakes. Just hammer a ground stake into the base of each leg to keep the trampoline stable. Do that all the way around. And that final step, step 11, assemble and attach the ladder. Grab your ladder legs, your ladder steps, nuts, bolts, and wrench. Just slide a ladder leg through the first step, secure it with nuts and bolts, and then just attach the second step. The only thing to remember here is make sure the step's angled downward. Lift the frame cover at the zippered door, hook the ladder onto the frame, and just center it under the doorway. And that is it. I mean, overall, this trampoline, and again, we've had 3, is seriously impressive. The safety features, most importantly, are top-notch with ASTM certification, outwardly curved poles to prevent collisions, and a super secure net with no gaps. The LED lights are such a fun touch. It makes their nighttime bouncing so exciting with 16 colors, multiple modes, and that optional sprinkler is everything on hot days. They love it. It's the sturdiest one we've ever had with a rust-proof galvanized steel frame, a 460-pound weight limit. It's really the most durable trampoline we've owned. Also, this company's amazing. They give you a 5-year protection plan, lifetime support, just such peace of mind. Overall, super impressed. Truly recommend this trampoline, and I truly hope you have such a beautiful rest of your day.